All right, welcome. This is a special update. Honestly, I was looking through some trailers and things like that just recently, just very recently, just today, and just kind of looking at some things that I wanted to cover. And honestly, I ran into something that I did not expect and something that I'm pretty shocked by. And there's a movie coming out called Dear Santa, or it came out 5 days ago. It looks like Dear Santa with Jack Black. If anyone knows Jack Black, let's just look through a quick history of Jack Black here. Actually, we'll go on IMDb and look up Jack Black. So, what I wanted to talk about, it's kind of like a special update. It's like Hollywood updates, things that I think are happening in Hollywood that are relevant to the rest of the world. So, America's number one export, and I'm in the film industry. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I do. But America's number one export is culture. So it's the number one thing that we essentially deliver to the world. It's the number one thing that it's the number one thing. So if you look at like China or geez, the Middle East right now, they export billions of gallons of oil, right? And they make a ton of money with oil. China makes all the cheap components or devices, toys, clothes, you name it. China exports billions of dollars every year, trillions of dollars worth of thing to the rest of the country. And our export, the United States export, is culture. It's the thing that we export. It's culture. And I just want to look through Jack Black here. You know, when he first 197 acting credits, that's pretty serious. But when he first jumped onto the scene through Tenacious D, let's look at all of his acting credits here. Okay, yeah, he did a bunch of kid stuff. My gosh, there's a lot here. You'd think, hey, good for him, but it's a problem. So Pitfall, The Fall. Wow, he was in The Fall Guy in 1984. Did not know that. So he did a little bit of acting kind of before Tenacious D actually became popular. And then Tenacious D, the show, and of course the fact that he has that band, kind of skyrocketed him into the stratosphere. He's done a lot of stuff. Okay, look at this. Now we get into Tenacious D. Yeah. Look at the content of what he's doing here. So Tenacious D, pardon the language, F for gently there, Wonder Boy, in Tribute, they run into Satan in the Tribute. And I've seen interviews of Jack Black in the past, and this is not dunk on Jack Black Day, but he's the one who's in this movie that I think is really important to share. Jack Black's content has always been like heavy metal. Not that heavy metal has to be demonic, but the type of stuff that he does, he talks about Satan a lot in his work. And you think, oh, well, you know, that's just part of the shtick, part of the heavy metal shtick. Well, actually, in actuality, what it is desensitization. So what their goal is here with Hollywood and with the entertainment industry as a whole, right? Music, and then Hollywood, we think of films mostly, but Hollywood, there's a lot of musicians in Hollywood. But when we think of, Hollywood, we think of movies. When we think of entertainment, we normally think of, or music separately than film, but really they're very closely tied together. A lot of the same people. So he has done a lot of demonic content, and I'm going to go close the door in 1 second because I know there's a little bird chirping downstairs. But Jack Black has always featured Satan in his music. He's always featured Satan in his movies, in his music videos, basically everything that he's done. So what I want to do is, I ran into this. I know it came out 5 days ago, this Dear Santa thing, but I want to play this for you And then I want to just talk about it real quick, because this desensitization that's going on through Hollywood to our children, and they're targeting children specifically in this movie. It's like ever so obvious. This is a huge problem, and this is pervasive throughout our culture, and it has been for the last several decades. And I want to talk about it a little bit here, because if a lot of you don't know who I am, my name's Travis. I'm a filmmaker. I've been an actor for over a decade. I've written several films. I'm actually creating a filmmaking school called StoryTeller Film Company. We'll be launching it September of next year is the goal right now. And we're creating a new workflow of how to create films. And I'll get more into that when it's appropriate. But that's a little bit about who I am. I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've seen a lot of weird things. So let's go ahead and look at this trailer for Dear Santa.
Every Christmas, something magical happens.
Dear Santa.
When a kid sends a letter to Santa. But Liam
To Santa.
is a crappy speller.
This looks like fun.
Oh, that's putrid.
Thank you.
What do you want?
You summoned me.
Not what I expected.
What'd you expect?
In the movies, the reindeer usually have the antlers, not you.
Kid, are you high?
I'm ready for tea.
You lucked out big time, so I'm way better than Santa. Ho, ho, frickin' ho. You, my friend, are getting 3 wishes.
You mean like a genie?
They stole that from me. By the way, after you make your wishes, I'm taking your soul.
What?
You ain't never had a friend like me. Okay, that I may have stolen from Aladdin. Now we're even. Let me show you a few of the things I could do for you. I'll be right back.
It's Post Malone. Look, I'm worried Santa's going to trick me into getting my soul.
I think he's just confused.
We believe you.
No.
Yo, down here! What are you waiting for? Go make a move! Sue me, I'm thirsty.
I tried everything. That kid's incorruptible.
What about doing something out of kindness?
I don't even know what you just said. I mean, I know all the words, but I just never heard them in that order.
You know this man?
I'm his uncle, Vita.
Who do you think you are talking to me like that? Oh,
That doesn't sound right.
pardon me, kombucha.
Watch this.
No, please, never trust a thought. You just gambled and lost.
Nice to meet you. The pleasure was mine.
All right. So there's a lot to talk about there. Actually, let's kind of scrub through this video a little bit. Obviously, you know, try to make it sound funny, try to make it sound cute or whatever. The kid writes a letter to Satan instead of Santa. All the same letters, by the way. My wife and I. Now listen, I'm not gonna go crazy into the whole Christmas thing. My wife and I do not celebrate Christmas. I did my whole life, man. It was my favorite time of year. I have so many fond memories of Christmas, and so does my wife. Actually, we lots of fond memories. It's, you know, most people's favorite time of year. So I'm not gonna dunk on the, you know, demonic roots of Christmas, although that could be like a whole hour or 2 long video. But Christmas itself, you know, aside, what they're doing here is essentially desensitizing children. So this is a targeted to children movie. Like when you see this trailer, there's fart jokes, there's Aladdin jokes, there's Post Malone, which for some reason is really popular with kids right now. I mean, it's all about a kid and his relationship with a demonic entity, the highest demonic entity, right? Who was Lucifer, who was the angel of music, cast out of heaven, all that good stuff. And I think the biggest lie that we can believe is that that like, look, Satan's not real. It's just for fun because this is an imaginary character, just like Santa. Oh, look, they're exactly the same. Satan is imaginary. So is Santa. Like, we as adults know that. We're not stupid. We don't believe in Santa. We don't believe in Satan. But that's Satan's biggest trick, is to get you to believe that he doesn't exist. So, same thing with this movie. They are making it cute and fun.
Oh, that's putrid.
Thank you.
What do you want?
You summoned me.
Not what I...
Yeah, like this is what Satan's doing with his time. From the minds that brought you Dumb and Dumber. That kind of sums it up, huh? This is stupid, childish humor. He turns into Santa too. Little subliminal messaging. So the interesting thing about Hollywood, I don't want to go hyper spiritual with this, but I could if you wanted me to. And by the way, if you're watching live, make sure you drop a comment in the live chat just so I know who you are, and make sure you follow on Rumble as well and give us a like to get this content out there. I think it's really important. I think we're on the bleeding edge of what Hollywood is doing, and actually I'm in the process of creating a new Hollywood. More on that coming soon. But definitely drop a like, definitely drop your name in the comments just so I can say hi to you and we can start to connect and build a community here. I'd really love to make this a very regular thing that we do. But back to this, this is for kids comedy. This is not...
You ain't never had a
This is not interesting for adults, right? Like, we don't watch
friend like me.
fat men in tights dancing around as like a normal pastime. And I don't think it's funny at all. I think it's stupid. But a little kid would think it's very funny. And look, Satan is giving this kid everything he wants. He gets 3 wishes. Genie stole that from him. You get 3 wishes with Satan. You get to have money. You get to hang out with Post Malone and be famous and have everything you want. You get to hang out with P. Diddy, right? Like, this is where it's going, y'all. This is not good. This is really, really not good. So the conflation between the fairy tale Santa and the fairy tale Satan is really dangerous, man. But look at all the fun that he's having with the devil. I mean, think about it. He's got all this money. He's hanging out with Post Malone. He's on stage with Post Malone, dancing it up. He's the man, right? And then he goes to therapy, and his parents are so disconnected from him, right, that the therapist looks over him and goes, "He's crazy." Okay. Well, there's just garbage messaging throughout this entire thing. When it comes to being bad,
Yo, down here! What are you waiting for? Go...
he's the worst. How cute is that? Love it. It's so cute, dude. It's so cute. So, y'all, I think you get it, right? I think you get it. Like, fart jokes and stuff like that, that's not adult humor. When Joe Dirt, the second Joe Dirt movie, went off the rails with the fart jokes, I turned it off, man. I'm a full-grown man. I'm not really interested in that stuff past, like, maybe one little tiny nod to it. It's kind of just like, all right, game's over. It's not really funny. So this is targeted at children. I don't have to, keep beating a dead horse here. But I think this is really pervasive. I think this is really, a pretty major problem that's going on right now. And I just really felt like I had to address it. What I actually wanted to get on and do tonight is, well, actually, you know what? Let's jump into one more things too, because any given year there's about 400 to 500 films being made. COVID time, that number dropped significantly, unless you talk about like short films, people just making them at home and stuff like that. Content obviously went through the roof during COVID, but actual filmmaking, usually about 400 to 500 films per year. Out of those 400 to 500 films, look at how many horror films were released in 2024. This is pretty wild to me. And I don't know if this is the entire list, but these are all the horror films. Let's go through this real quick. Wowzers. Quiet Place, Abigail, Afraid, Aliens, Romulus, and some of these are horror thriller films. And some of these maybe are not as terrible as Dear Satan, but I think the point remains that if we were to go down this list, out of 400 films made in 2024, 147 of those films are horror films. Oh, I don't know what this is. Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey 2. Dude, what? What? So, the thing about it is, okay, these are references. My apologies. Yeah, but there's 147 films, 147 horror films made in 2024. And 2024 is not over, y'all. So, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, I made some videos. Let's go to my Rumble real quick. My content. Satan's coming to a theater near you. Very, very true. I think I may have made another one, but if you just look at the amount of horror films, and a lot of these horror films, guys, are not just benign, like an American werewolf in London, right? It's these are like totally pointing directly to Satan as the source of their energy, of their power, of the horror of the film. Like the Nun movies and Saw, and like all these movies, y'all, I mean, they are giving Satan the direct like control, saying, hey, he's the reason this person's crazy, he's the reason this horror film's being made. And the fact that this can be made, and like, I'm not saying that we should outlaw freedom of speech. I'm not saying that. But in America, you vote with your dollar, right? That's what capitalism is really the best at. You vote with your dollar. You vote with, hey, I don't want to go see this, so I'm not going to pay to go see this. And as Americans, we are voting for this stuff. If these movies were not able to make money, they wouldn't make them. They wouldn't make all this junk if it was not able. They would not make this movie. Paramount Plus would not make this movie if they didn't think, hey, this is going to get people to go see my movie. Like Dear Satan is going to be a hit, or Dear Santa, but it's really Dear Satan, is going to be a hit. They just wouldn't do it. And they even mask the name Dear Santa so that parents unsuspectingly put it on for their kids during, guess what day they put it out right before? Thanksgiving, right? So all the adults are hanging out upstairs, kids go in the basement, they put on a movie. Oh, Dear Santa just came out. Put it on. Boom, it's Dear Satan. Boom, they have no idea. Parents have no idea. So it's really pervasive. It's what they're trying to do. Let's not kid ourselves. This is exactly what the plan is. And it's really sad, guys. It's really sad. I don't know why this keeps coming out. What I wanted to talk a little bit about, we did another live stream earlier today. Make sure you go check that out if you haven't. Talking about kind of the top 10 movies this year were all sequels, craziness. I just want to talk about movies coming out soon here. Nosferatu. I don't know much about this. I know Nosferatu is a gothic tale of obsession between two haunted young women and a terrifying vampire. There you go. Case in point, y'all. Case in point. Same exact deal right there. Same exact deal right there. Horror. So first movie coming out December 25th, 2024. That's coming out very, very soon. That's coming out in 1 month, less than a month. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Again, another creatively bankrupt sequel. Craven, which is a rated R. You can actually see the little R symbol right there. Rated R Marvel film. Those are pretty rare. I know it's Sony Marvel, but it's still Marvel. Interstellar. They're just putting it back out for some reason. Mustafa, Lion King, creatively bankrupt. Y2K. This looks like a horror movie. Let me guess. This opens Friday. Rated R. Two high school nobodies make a decision to crash the last major celebration before a new millennium on New Year's Eve, 99. The night becomes even crazier than they could ever dream when the clock strikes midnight. Says it's comedy, but look, this is blood hanging off of the blades here. So this is trying to pull some early 2000s, right? 1999 crossing over into 2000 nostalgia. I was there for Y2K. I remember it well. Nothing happened, by the way. But this looks like a comedy horror movie. Jonah Hill. Is this just... Are they just re-putting it out? December 6th. Don't know. Don't know if that's actually even a new movie. Look at this. Terrifier 3. Dude. Like, what is going on? Pushpa, that's Bollywood, not... Night. B-I-T-C-H. Man, yeah, this is a rough time for Hollywood. It's a good thing for us though, because Hollywood's crashing and burning. I love movies, man. I wanted to make movies since I was 4 years old, 3 years old. I would tell my parents, "Hey, I'm going to be on the big screen. I'm going to make movies," and it never left my mind, never left my heart. Now I make them, right? I have a movie that just released. You can go to finishthisfight.us. / Travis Conover and buy that movie. That came out a couple weeks ago, last week or the week before. I have another movie starting to screen in December, and I'm in pre-production on another movie. So this is what I do. I make independent films that have heart, that have character, that have a good story, and it's all new stuff. But creatively and morally bankrupt Hollywood is crashing and burning, and we're going to talk a lot more about that over the next several months. And we're going to bring on some guests and talk about it too. But yeah, that's really what I want to talk about today, guys. Look at this conclave. Yeah, look at this, man. Anyway, that's really it for today. I'm going to put the kids to bed, but this is concerning, y'all. This is kind of concerning. And this is what we're dealing with. Please be careful what you show your children. Please be careful what you put in front of you, on the screens in front of you. They're kind of a gateway to your mind, right? The Bible says that the eyes are a gateway to the soul. So you should really be careful what you put in front of your eyes. This garbage is not for human consumption. So hope you have a blessed Sunday tomorrow. We'll see you next week.